Hi there everybody and welcome along to the Big Quiz Night in Live. This is episode 103. I hope you're all doing well and welcome along to another quiz. And let's see who we've got in the chat then this evening. Okay, let's see. Oh, there it is. Yes, just come up there. Right. So, today in the chat we have Sue and the Donuts. Good evening to you. We have Catherine and Tony. Good evening to you as well. Millie's on the bus on the way home at the moment again, so that's fine. She'll join in later. Glad to have you anyway, watching along while you can. We've also got Pinky and the Brain there, and Juice saying hi to everybody in the chat now too, and Luke and Jane as well. Thank you all for joining us for the live show. If there's anybody else watching, please do jump in the chat and say hello. Let me know you're there. Hi to Andy as well. Thanks for joining in as always. It's great to see you all back for another quiz. We have had apologies from a couple of people as well this week, but look forward to welcoming them back next week. Now, tonight, I haven't actually released the quiz rounds to tell you all in advance, which is something I do typically for the Patreons, supporters, and the top fan group, which I haven't done this week. But I can tell you that tonight we are going to be doing a Science and Nature round. We're going to do a Toys and Games round. That's traditional toys and board games kind of thing. We're going to do an entertainment round. Then we've got the usual that we did last week, Our Survey Says, and catchphrase as well. But although it's our different take on catchphrase, of course, it's say what you see, really. Good evening to Ed. Thank you for joining in the chat there as well. So that's the lineup. First off, though, we will have, of course, a question to kick off the show from one or both of my kids. It's changing up every week, so tonight's a bit different again. And yeah, we'll see where that brings us, because that will give you your bonus points, your first bonus points that you can use throughout the evening. More on that in just a moment. So with that said, let's see who we've got today. Will it be Abby or Rue or both? Let's find out. Okay, here she is, looking nice and cosy in her hoodie there.
I'm covered in corgis.
You're covered in corgis.
I love corgis.
So then, everybody, Abby's going to ask you a question, and there's multiple choice available as always. If you get this correct, then you can give yourself a bonus point in any of the three first quiz rounds this evening. So we'll bring up the question, Abby will ask it, and when you see what the options are, you need to say that in the chat. Let me know what you think your answer is. This is the only time I'll ask you to do that for this initial part of the evening. So here we go. Let's bring up the question and the answers. And it's tied in with our first round as well. There we go.
What part of the... I still don't know how to say that. Bombardier beetle's body does it use to defend itself? The leg, wings... Antennae, or the butt.
Okay, so which part of its body does it use to defend itself? A, B, C, or D? Let us know in the chat. Sue...
I had never even heard of a beetle before. I didn't even know things like that.
Well, neither had I until I found out about it earlier, actually. Sue says, by the way, you look the same as she does, but she's got sloths on hers. That's nice. Yeah, we've all got something like that as well. All right, we've got some guesses coming in, and you can see the chat up here this time, Abby, okay? So we won't say who yet, but the first three people to have got the correct answer will get a bonus point. First three people, according to our chat roll. Your chat may look different, but according to ours. So we have some guesses in. Does anybody else want to have a guess in the comments? You can probably see what other people are saying as well. Is it A, B, C, or D? Last few seconds then, and we'll reveal the answer. Okay, I think that's all the guesses we're getting from all the teams tonight. So, are you ready to tell them?
Yep.
So, the answer is...
The butt.
It's butt. That is a combination of two different chemicals that it shoots out to defend itself from its butt.
For the next question, we might need to do what are the two chemicals.
Oh, that would be very tricky. Yeah, interesting. I don't know. They might be all right with that one. Some of them do know their science. Let's see then. Let's hide that icky picture now. With that said, Catherine says she's loving the hoodie as well. Let's see who the fastest ones were. So, first one is up the top there.
Jew.
Yes, well done. So the Britzillians, you get a bonus point. Then we've got Healer. Sue and the Donuts, you get a bonus point. And the third one this evening is Gabby. Yes, there we go. Good stuff. Very good. All right, so you get a bonus point you can use at any point throughout the evening with those first 3 quiz rounds I mentioned earlier on. And good luck to all of you, of course. So, and with that said, that's it for Abby's question this week. Say good night, everybody.
Bravo, and good night.
All right, thank you, darling. Take care. Okay, so she is off to bed now, I think. You can stay up a bit?
Yeah, I'm going to stay up a bit.
You can stay up a bit. All right, okay. All right, well, no problem. All right, thank you, darling. Bye. Okay, let's move on then, shall we? That's the end of Abby's and Rue's question, and we're going to move on to round number 1. Okay then, so there we go. Science and nature then is round number 1, everybody. You're going to get 15 questions from me. For the benefit of anybody new that's watching along today, don't put your answers in the comments for these rounds. These ones you keep to yourself. And then at the end of this round, I'll give you an opportunity to ask me for any repeats, as always. We'll go through those repeats if you have any. That'll give you all a bit more thinking time as well with some of these questions. And from there, we'll go through what your team scores are, because you can let me know how many points you got when you've heard all the answers. So remember, it is just for fun, though. We will celebrate with those who do well, commiserate with those who don't. But we are just here to have a laugh and to have a chat as well. So, with that said, let's make a start. The picture rounds this evening do have another theme to them. Your picture rounds I'm bringing this back as well. As I did with Dingbats last week, I'm bringing back this week a conundrum. Last night I watched some of the latest 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown, which was hilarious, as it normally is. And that just reminded me that we did this a few times in the previous iteration of the show. So I brought that back in, and if you can work out what the countdown conundrum is there's one word that spells, you get 2 bonus points at the end of the round. Okay, 2 points for this one, because we normally do 2 pictures. We're doing 1 this time, so I'm still going to give you 2 points. Okay, so here we go with the science and nature round, though. Question number 1. Which metal is liquid at room temperature? Which metal is liquid at room temperature? Okay. Question number 2 is for 3 points. What are the most commonly used internet browsers in the world? Name them for 1 point each. What are the 3 most commonly used internet browsers in the world? The top 3, 1 point for each. You can put them in any order, just name them all. Okay, so that's that one, yeah, for 3 points there. Question number 3 now. Question 3. What is the perimeter of a circle called? What is the perimeter of a circle called? For 1 more point. Question 4 is for 3 more points. What does a botanist, an ornithologist, and a geologist study? What does a botanist, an ornithologist, and a geologist study? 3 points for that one as well. Gabby's just picked up on the hashtag there. Maybe some of you have as well. I was hoping Martin would be watching because I did that for him. But yes, just there. I've added this framing because last week Abby, when we didn't have a frame for that first version of this new look, she said, "You've got to have a frame around your camera. You've got to have a frame." I was like, "Oh, okay. I'll find something." And I found that, and then it had this space at the bottom. I was like, "Well, I've got to put something there this week." And I thought Martin would be watching. So, yeah, hashtag can I have a pee please, Chris, is a very relevant joke for all the Patreon supporters at least. And I'm sure those who aren't have heard me mention it on shows before. It's a reference to our Blockbusters game that we play on the Patreon quiz night sometime. But yes, can I have a pee please, Chris? Classic. All right, question 5. I'm glad you noticed that. Question 5. How many moons are there around Venus and Mercury combined? How many moons are there around Venus and Mercury combined? You get 2 points if you get that exactly right. Yeah, I wondered who would notice it first, the hashtag. It's very good. Okay, question number 6 now. Question 6. Which is longer, 2 miles or 3 kilometres? Which is longer, 2 miles or 3 kilometres? Okay. Next question, question number 7. This is for 3 more points. What type of creatures are Disney's Thumper, Mittens, and Miko? What type of creatures are the animated, really we should say animated, Thumper, Mittens, and Miko? 1 point for each. Right then, question number 8. Question 8. Which chemical elements were in the hit song titles for Nirvana, Bob Marley, and Spandau Ballet? 1 point for each again there. Which chemical elements were in the hit song titles for Nirvana, Bob Marley, and Spandau Ballet? 3 different chemical elements, 1 point for each. They either were the whole title or part of the title. Right, question number 9 is for another 3 points. Gorillas can only be found living wild in which 3 countries? Gorillas can only be found living wild in which 3 countries? 1 point for each again there. Remember, I can do repeats at the end of the round. If I go through these too quickly, just ask me at the end for any repeats. Right, your next question. Which snakes gather collectively in a rumba? Is it vipers, cobras, or rattlesnakes? Which snakes gather collectively in a rumba? Is it vipers, cobras, or rattlesnakes? Okay, your next one then, question 11. What vitamin does the sun's ultraviolet rays help the skin produce? What vitamin does the sun's ultraviolet rays help the skin produce? Next one then, question 12. This is for a further 3 points. Which birds are mentioned in the titles of UK hit singles for Prince, Fleetwood Mac, and Seal? Which birds are mentioned in the titles of UK hit singles for Prince, Fleetwood Mac, and Seal? Haven't played anything by Seal for ages. Expect me to do that if you come to the pub quizzes that I do. I do like mixing up the background music that I play throughout the evening, and I haven't played Seal for a long time. Might have to rectify that. So yeah, which birds there for question 12 are mentioned in the titles of the UK hit singles for Prince, Fleetwood Mac, and Seal? 3 different birds. Ju, you lost the internet. You lost your internet and missed 8 and 9. Don't you worry. We can repeat them at the end for you. That's fine. Okay. Question 13 now. Question 13. Alkema Zorba, the world's heaviest dog, or is the world's heaviest dog, but what breed is he? Alkema Zorba, the world's heaviest dog. What breed is he? Say is, I assume he's still alive. It's been a while since I double checked this, but yeah, Alkema Zorba, the world's heaviest dog. What breed is he? Question number 14 then. This one's for 3 points as well. Loads of points available for this round. Question 14. The symbols of which... how many are you talking about? Oh, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the symbols for which 5 different chemical elements spell the word physics when placed next to each other. There are ways to spell it with more, but there's only one way to spell it with 5. The symbols of which 5 different chemical elements spell the word physics when placed next to each other. This does rely on the fact that you know how to spell physics. Okay. So because we're going to be doing some repeats, you're going to get a bit of thinking time because you won't all need those. So do ask for any more now if you want them. But here we go with question 15 for a final 3 points. In which branches of physics do Leonard, Sheldon, and Raj specialise in the Big Bang Theory? 1 point for each again. Which branches of physics do Leonard, Sheldon, and Raj specialise in the Big Bang Theory? They each specialise in a different branch of physics. So just name the 3. I don't mind if you don't know which one was which. Just guess the 3, because I can't check this thing anyway. So there's no problem. But that is the end of that first round. So I'm now going to go back and repeat questions 8 and 9 as requested in the chat there. If anybody else wants to request any repeats, let me know now. And then we'll go through the answers. Don't forget to have a guess at what you think the conundrum is. What's that? What is that conundrum? Please solve that for an extra 2 bonus points. Okay, so questions 8 and 9 then. Question number 8 is for 3 points. Which chemical elements were in the hit song titles for Nirvana, Bob Marley, and Spandau Ballet? That was question 8. And question number 9. Gorillas can only be found living in the wild in which 3 countries? So again, that's another 3 points up for grabs there. Gorillas can only be found living in the wild in which 3 countries? 1 point for each. No more repeats have come in, so just before I go through the answers then, a reminder to you all that there is a link in the description if you'd like to go there and see the different ways you can support me and follow me across other forms of social media. All the details are there, so please do click and follow that through. We'll talk a little bit more about it as we go. Another repeat then for number 10, that's fine. Question number 10 is multiple choice. Which snakes gather collectively in a rumba? Is it vipers, cobra, or rattlesnakes? Which snakes gather collectively in a rumba? Is it vipers, cobra, or rattlesnakes? Okay, last few seconds then, and then we're going to go through the answers, I think. Yes, I think we will. Let's go through the answers then, shall we? Okay, yes, no more comments, so that's good. Right, in this case then we'll go through the answers. They are as follows. Question 1, the metal that is liquid at room temperature is mercury. Question 2, the 3 most commonly used internet browsers in the world are Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, and Safari. Question 3, what is the perimeter of a circle called? It is the circumference. Question 4, which does a botanist, an ornithologist, and a geologist study? Botanists study plants, an ornithologist studies birds, and geologists study the earth and rocks and all that stuff. Question 5, how many moons are there around Venus and Mercury combined? You get 2 points if you put 0. There's none. No moons around either of them. So if you put 0, well done, you get 2 points. Question 6, which is longer, 2 miles or 3 kilometres? It is 2 miles. Question 7, what type of creatures are the animated characters Thumper, Mittens, and Miko? The Thumper is a rabbit, that's from Bambi. Mittens is a cat from Bolt, and Miko is a raccoon from Pocahontas. Okay, your next one then is question 8. Which chemical elements were hit song titles for Nirvana, Bob Marley, and Spandau Ballet? Nirvana had a hit with Lithium. Bob Marley and the Wailers sang Iron, Lion, Zion, so iron for that one. And Spandau Ballet sang about gold. Question number 9. Gorillas can only be found living wild in which 3 countries? It is Rwanda, Uganda, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Question 10. Which snakes gather collectively in a rumba? Is it vipers, cobra, or rattlesnakes? It's a rumba of rattlesnakes. Question 11. What vitamin does the sun's ultraviolet rays help the skin produce? It is vitamin D. Question 12. Which birds are mentioned in the titles of UK hit singles for Prince, Fleetwood Mac, and Seal? It is doves for Prince, When Doves Cry. Fleetwood Mac sang Albatross, and Seal sang Fly Like an Eagle. So doves, albatross, and eagle, 1 point for each. Question 13. Alcamazorba is the world's heaviest dog, but what breed is he? He's an English Mastiff. Question 14. The symbols of which 5 different chemical elements spell the word physics when placed next to each other? We have phosphorus, P, hydrogen, H, yttrium, Y, silicon, Si, and cesium, which is CS at the end. So 1 point for each there. Question 15, the Big Bang Theory question, the 3 different branches of physics. For Leonard, it's experimental. For Sheldon, it's theoretical. And for Raj, it's astrophysics. Again, you don't have to match them with the characters, but experimental, theoretical, and astrophysics for 3 points. Start tallying up your scores then. I'll tell you now the answer to our countdown conundrum this time is resembles. That was worth 2 more points if you got that right. Let's have a look how you did then. Jump in the comments and let's go through your scores, and then we'll move on to our next round, which is our toys and games round. So let's see how you got on with that one. Yes, toys and games is next. Then we've got an entertainment round, and then on to our game shows round. There's a theme to what we're doing with the catchphrase images again, which we'll go through when we get there, but they're all along the same theme. Okay, here we go. Donuts have scored 20 points. Great effort there. Oh, Andy says Back in Black have got 29 plus 1. Very good score. Wow. There were lots of multiple point questions, in fairness, in this one. So, yeah, good going. 29 plus 1 for Back in Black. 14 says Jew, not sure where Vernia and Peter are. We need them. You do. Fair enough. Yeah, where are they? Start messaging them. Let's see if we can get them on board as well. But yes, not bad. Just for 2 of you, it's not bad. The next one there, 19 points for the Not So Golden Oldies. Well done, guys. Not So Golden Oldies, 19 points. Okay, let's see. Any more for any more? I'll continue to read out your team scores, of course, if they pop up in the comments after we've moved on. No worries if you don't want to share, but let's see how well you did. Pinky in the Brain got 29, and was it +2 for the conundrum? It definitely was +2 points for the conundrum, because we normally do 2 points for 2 different pictures, combining them as there's only one conundrum. So yes, +2 if you got the conundrum correct. Excellent scores though. So Back in Black, if you put +1 there for the conundrum, you technically got +2, if that's what you meant by that. Thank you for double checking that with me though. All right, I think, was that it for teams? That might be it for teams. There's more of you watching, but feel free to let me know if you want to put your scores in. Again, we're not going to laugh at anybody if you didn't do well in it. It's just nice to know that people are watching and leaving comments, okay? But we're going to move on to round number 2. Your comments will continue, of course, so I can still read them out as we go. Right then, so round number 2 then, let's see. Toys and games for round number 2. So 15 more questions, 1 point for each correct answer, unless otherwise stated, of course. And we'll go through the repeats as usual and the answers again at the end. So let's see how you go with this one then. Okay, so toys and games. Question number 1. Which game involves taking wooden blocks from a tower and placing them on top without making the tower fall? Which game involves taking wooden blocks from a tower and placing them on top without making them fall? Oh, the conundrum as well. Let's bring that up for you. That'd help. Okay, here we go. Your conundrum is right there. I think this one's a bit trickier than the last one, personally. So see how you go. Another 2 points, though, if you get that conundrum correct. Okay, so that was question 1. Question number 2, then. Which make and model of movie car was voted the first ever Toy of the Year by the British Association of Toy Retailers? That was back in 1965. Which make and model of movie car was voted the first ever Toy of the Year by the British Association of Toy Retailers back in 1965? What cars could have been famous around that time, I wonder? Famous enough to make them into a toy? That's question number 2 for you. Alright, question number 3. In which game would you go middle for diddle? In which game would you go middle for diddle? Some might call it a sport. Game or sport. I think it's a bit of both. It depends on the context of how you're playing it. Certainly something that's played professionally, though, so I will give you that as a clue. But when would you go middle for diddle? What would you be doing? That is question 3. Question number 4 now, question 4. For 1 point, in which board game could you have a royal fork with a minor piece after a hanging? All 3 of those happen in the same board game, so name it for 1 point. In which board game could you have a royal fork with a minor piece after a hanging? I have done questions like this before with the same kind of terminology and asked it to somebody who is very, very, very good at this particular game to the point where they played in the national, represented England. And they ridiculed me for even suggesting it could be possible to have all of these happen at once. In a joking way, but they were not happy at the same time. But nevertheless, they can all happen in the same game. Right, question 5. In total, how many weapons, suspects, and rooms are there in the original game of Cluedo? In total, how many weapons, suspects, and rooms are there in the original game of Cluedo? Okay, question number 6 now. Question 6. A bedroll, a cowboy hat, a guitar, and a shovel are just some of the items you would place on a donkey's back in which family game? A bedroll, a cowboy hat, a guitar, and a shovel are some of the items that you could place on a donkey's back in which family game? Okay, question number 7 now. Question 7. In which game would you find a wall, pongs, and the Four Seasons? In which game would you find a wall, pongs, Pongs, and the Four Seasons? Again, all of those in the same game. So I'll say that again. In which game would you find a wall, pongs, and the Four Seasons? Alright, your next one then is for 2 points. 2 points up for grabs for this next question. This is one of those though if you get 1 point for it, you probably will get the second point. So let's see how you go. Question 8 in our Toys and Games round. Transformers can be divided into which 2 warring factions? Transformers can be divided into which 2 warring factions? 1 point for each again there. Didn't really have many Transformer toys growing up, even though it was very much something I was into. I was more of a Thundercats kid myself. I had loads of them. Very rare for me to have had a Transformers toy though. Okay, your next question. We're back with the game of Cluedo for this one. So question number 9. Name the murder victim in the original game of Cluedo and the general game of Cluedo in the UK. And for another point, name the murder victim in the American version, Clue. They are different characters. So who is always the murder victim? In the UK version, Cluedo, and in the American or the USA version, Clue. Different characters, essentially the same game, but who is always the murder victim in each of those versions? 1 point for each. Not only are they different names, they also have different titles. Giving you lots of extra clues today. Don't know why. That is question number 9 though. Okay. Question 10 now. Question number 10. Which toy do Ken Carson and Blaine Gordon have in common? Which toy do Ken Carson and Blaine Gordon have in common? Okay, that's question 10. Which toy do Ken Carson and Blaine Gordon have in common? Question 11. In which game could you get one for his knob? In which game could you get one for his knob? Okay. On to question 12 now. Executive toys for question 12. Which executive toy demonstrates conversion of momentum and energy via a series of swinging spheres? Try saying that 10 times fast. Series of swinging spheres. Which executive toy demonstrates conservation of momentum and energy via a series of swinging spheres? Okay, 3 more questions left then. Question 13. Which Thunderbirds toy was voted Toy of the Year in 1993? Which Thunderbirds toy was voted Toy of the Year in 1993? Okay, question 14. This is multiple points available here for 14. 6 points for this one. The original Genus edition of Trivial Pursuit offered questions in 6 categories. Name them for 1 point each. The original Genus edition of Trivial Pursuit offered questions in in 6 categories, but name them for 1 point each. I'm not giving you any clues on this one because we cover so many of them, quite frankly. I'm expecting you to remember at least 4 of them. At least. No pressure. You should definitely get 2 of them. Let's see how you do, though. I'll explain why in a minute. Right. So I'll give you just a few more seconds on that. Let me know if you want any repeats. There's 1 more question coming, though, for question 15 now. And it is just for the 1 point. So question 15, what game includes playing pieces for infantry, cavalry and artillery? Which one game includes playing pieces for infantry, cavalry and artillery? Okay, don't forget to have a guess at the conundrum as well. Can you work out what that spells? 2 bonus points if you get the conundrum correct. Right, let me know if you want any of these questions repeated, and then we'll go through the answers. And whilst you're all thinking about that, there is... Which one should I say first? Right, there is 1 person left of all my lovely Patreons that is a regular that hasn't updated their card details. I'm going to contact them directly, probably tomorrow now, because I want to know for sure if they're dropping out, because I really don't want to have to kick them out of the group, because that'd be really sad. They will definitely be missed, but I will double check. But just so you know, if you know anybody who is a Patreon, might just want to make sure. I don't want to say who it is on here, on the live show, but I will contact them tomorrow anyway. Just so you know, that is still something I'm concerned about. Everybody else is fine though. Right, 7 and 8 for Catherine then. So, Catherine and Tony, question 7 was, in which game could you find a wall, Pongs, and the 4 seasons? It's all in one game. And question 8, the Transformers could be divided into which 2 warring factions? 1 point for each. Right, any more, I wonder? Let me know, please. If not, we'll go through those answers and we'll see how well you did and see how many of you got the conundrum right this time. A little bit trickier, this one. Okay, right, we're going to go through the answers then. So, question number 1. Which game involves taking wooden blocks from a tower and placing them on top without making the tower fall? It is Jenga. Question 2. The movie car that was the first ever Toy of the Year, voted for by the British Association of Toy Retailers back in 1965. It was an Aston Martin DB5, obviously due to James Bond popularity at the time. So that's just for 1 point, the Aston Martin DB5. Question 3. In which game would you go middle for diddle? That is darts. It's when you play closest to the bull, throws first. Question 4. The board game where you could have a royal fork with a minor piece after a hanging, that is chess. Question 5. In total, how many weapons, suspects and rooms are there in the original game of Cluedo? There are 21. 6 weapons, 6 suspects, and then 9 rooms. Question 6. A bedroll, a cowboy hat, a guitar, and a shovel are some of the items you can place on the donkey's back in which family game? It's Buckaroo. Question 7. This is the first of the 2 I repeated a moment ago. In which game would you find a wall, pongs, and the 4 seasons? It is Mahjong. Mahjong. Question 8. Transformers can be divided into which 2 warring factions? They are 1 point for each here, Autobots and Decepticons. Question 9. Name the murder victim in the original game of Cluedo in the UK and the original game of Clue in the USA. So the murder victim in every game of Cluedo is Dr. Black, and in the USA it's Mr. Body. I prefer our one personally. Question 10. Which toy do Ken Carson and Blaine Gordon have in common? It is Barbie, because Ken and Blaine were both boyfriends of Barbie. Question 11. In which game could you get 1 for his knob? They are cribbage. Cribbage, you can get 1 for his knob. Question 12. Which executive toy demonstrates conservation of momentum and energy via a series of swinging spheres? That is Newton's Cradle. Question 13. Which Thunderbirds toy was voted Toy of the Year in 1993? It is Tracy Island, which then Blue Peter insisted everybody made for years as well. Question 14. The original Genius edition of Trivia Pursuit offered questions in 6 categories. Name them for 1 point each. 2 of which are categories we're doing right now. So we've got science and nature for 1, and entertainment, for another. So the others are geography, history, art and literature, and sport and leisure. So 6 points there, 1 point for each. And finally, question 15. What game includes playing pieces for infantry, cavalry, and artillery? That is the game of Risk. The first Cluedo question, 3 points or just 1 for the total. It is just 1 point for the total. I did give you the breakdown just so you knew, but it is in total how many weapons, suspects and rooms are there in the original game of Cluedo, so that is just for 1 point. Any more clarifications needed, let me know. Otherwise, start tallying up your scores. The answer to the countdown conundrum is poisonous. Let's see how many points you've got here then. Put your scores in the comments as always. And then we will of course move on to our entertainment round, which will be round number 3. Let's see how well you go there. If you haven't seen already, in the top fan group, for those who are in it, I have shared another Lima recording, so do tap on that and have a listen for some extra quiz fun I posted earlier. Okay, here come the scores then. Let's have a look what we've got here. So, back in black, I've got 18 plus 2, 15 plus 2 for us, says Catherine. That's Catherine and Tony. We're all done. Donuts have got themselves 20 points. Good stuff. Anybody else? Let's see how many you've got. G says 14 plus 1 for Jew and Ant. Very good. Okay. I think you got 14 in the last round as well. There's a running theme here. I wonder how many more you'd get if Ernie and Pete were watching. Pinky and the Brain have got 17 plus 2. Okay, right, that's it then for the scores. Good stuff. Again, as always, anybody else watching, drop a comment, let me know how you're getting on. And one thing I didn't say last time, which I should say now, is that if anybody's watching a repeat of this show, which I know some of you do, still leave a comment at the times I ask and whenever you like, because I do like coming back and seeing people are revisiting these or watching them for the first time. So do leave comments, please. I will come back and respond to them as appropriate. So yeah, okay, let's move on to round number 3. Okay, so round number 3 then. Your countdown conundrum is on screen now. So have to think about that one while we go through the entertainment round. So for this one again, this is 15 questions again and 1 point for each, just like the previous rounds. So let's see how you go. So question number 1. What were Madonna, ABBA and Phil Collins asking us to take in the UK singles pop charts? 1 point for each. What were Madonna, ABBA and Phil Collins asking us to take in the UK singles pop charts? 1 point for each, 3 different songs. Okay. Question number 2. If you come along to the Sunday quiz nights I host at the King's Head and Bell, you might have a bit of an advantage on this one. Which bingo numbers are called as Kelly's Eye, Pick and Mix and Baker's Bun? 1 point for each again. Which bingo numbers are called as Kelly's Eye, Pick and Mix and Baker's Bun? 3 different bingo numbers, 1 for each. Oh, okay. Millie's back in the comments then. Let's see. Not too sure what score I got because I missed some questions. That's okay. Appreciate you watching anyway, as always. Home now, though, so she can join in properly. Excellent. Okay, well, good luck with this one then. And you're home in good time because obviously we've got the game shows rounds after this. So we'll see how well you do there. Okay, so back on to entertainment then. So question 3 now. Natalie and Nicole Appleton had several UK hits in the 90s as part of which band? Natalie and Nicole Appleton had several UK hits in the 90s as part of which band? Okay, question number 4 for 2 points. Which 2 actors who appeared in Peter Jackson's Middle-earth movies, so Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit trilogy, any of those movies, which 2 actors from that series of movies also played King Lear and the Fool in the 2007 Royal Shakespeare Company production of King Lear, as well as the 2008 movie version? So 2 actors from Peter Jackson's Middle-earth movies also played King Lear and the Fool, respectively. 1 point for each. So name the actor that played King Lear, name the actor that played the Fool. 2 points for question 4. Right, question number 5 then, this one's for 3 points. Which commercial companies said, "I'm loving it, just do it, and think different" in their TV ad campaigns? Which commercial companies said, "I'm loving it, just do it, and think different" in their TV ad campaigns? Okay, question number 6 now. Question 6. What was the title of the UK #1 album released by David Bowie shortly before his death in 2016? What was the title of the UK #1 album released by David Bowie shortly before his death in 2016? Okay, question number 7 now. Question 7. Toad of Toad Hall is a play based on which children's novel? Toad of Toad Hall is a play based on which children's novel? Question number 8. Which member of One Direction made his debut for Doncaster Rovers in 2013? Which member of One Direction made his debut for Doncaster Rovers in 2013? Right, question number 9 now. Question number 9. Which Olympic rower appeared on Strictly Come Dancing in 2019? Which Olympic rower appeared on Strictly Come Dancing in 2019? Question number 10. Put these gaming franchises in order with the highest grossing worldwide first. Put these gaming franchises in order with the highest grossing worldwide first throughout the history of the video game industry, okay? Mario, Pokemon, Call of Duty. So the highest grossing one first throughout the entirety of video game history. Which one is the highest grossing down to the lowest grossing? Those are the top 3. So they all do very, very well. But which is the correct order if they were highest grossing first? Those 3 answers again: Mario, Pokemon, and Call of Duty. We're just talking about the video game portion of those franchises. Question 11 now. Question 11. Try and pronounce it right. Coulrophobia, Coulro phobia. Coulrophobia is the fear of what type of entertainer? Coulrophobia, Coulro phobia, is the fear of what type of entertainer? Okay. Question number 12. The musical Wicked is a show that is set before and ultimately overlaps which classic novel? The musical Wicked is a show that is set before and ultimately overlaps which classic novel? Okay, 3 more questions to go then in this round. Repeats can be done at the end again as always. Question 13. What names are given to the highest and lowest female voices in an opera? What names are given to the highest and lowest female voices in opera, or in an opera? Okay, then let's do now the last question. Question 14. Which rock icons were born Vincent Furnier, Sol Hudson, and Ian Kilmister? Which rock icons were born Vincent Furnier, Sol Hudson, and Ian Kilmister? 1 point for each. That is question 14. Which rock icons were born Vincent Furnier, Sol Hudson, and Ian Kilmister? Right, then your final question in question 15. Put these film award ceremonies into the correct order, with the earliest in the award season first. So the award season typically runs from November through to March. So the earliest in that season first, okay? So the three I'm going to give you are the Academy Awards, the People's Choice Awards, and the Golden Globes. So for 3 points in total, if you get them in the correct order, the earliest in the season first, put these film award ceremonies into the correct order, with the earliest in the award season first. The Academy Awards, the People's Choice Awards, and the Golden Globes. Don't forget to have a go as well at the conundrum down below. And let's see if you can get some bonus points there. 2 points available if you get that correct. Any repeats, let me know in the comments now as well. Happily go through those for you before we reveal the answers. So let's see. If not, we can move straight on to go through the answers and we'll see what your team scores are. And then we'll move on to our first game show round of the evening, which is Our Survey Says. Okay, looks like you're all good with that one then. I think we're going to go through some answers. Let's just get on with it, shall we? Okay, so question number 1. What were Madonna, ABBA and Phil Collins asking us to take in the UK singles pop charts? So for Madonna it was Take a Bow, for ABBA it was Take a Chance on Me, and for Phil Collins it was Take a Look at Me Now. Question 2. Which bingo numbers are called as Kelly's Eye, Pick and Mix and Baker's Bun? It is Kelly's Eye number 1, Pick and Mix 26 and Baker's Bun 61. Question 3. Natalie and Nicole Appleton had several UK hits in the 90s in particular. They were part of which band? It was All Saints. They were 2 of the 4 members of All Saints. Question 4. The 2 actors from Peter Jackson's Middle-earth movies that played King Lear and the Fool. It was Ian McKellen as King Lear and Sylvester McCoy as the Fool. It's brilliant as well. I've seen the not in-person stage version, but I think it must have been the film version they did, which is the stage version bought to screen, if you like, and it's incredible. If you're into that kind of thing, it is anyway. I mean, Ian McKellen's brilliant in everything, right? Question 5. Which commercial companies said, "I'm loving it, just do it, and think different" in their TV ad campaigns? McDonald's said, "I'm loving it." Nike said, "Just do it." And Apple said, "Think different." Question 6. What was the title of the UK #1 album released by David Bowie shortly before his death in 2016? It was Black Star. Question 7. Toad of Toad Hall is a play based on which children's novel? That is The Wind and the Willows. Question 8. The member of One Direction that made his debut for Doncaster Rovers in 2013 is Louis Tomlinson. Question 9. The Olympic rower that appeared on Strictly Come Dancing in 2019 was James Cracknell. Question 10. The gaming franchises, when put into order with the highest grossing worldwide first, is Pokemon first, then Mario, then Call of Duty. So 1 point for each in the correct order. So you could have got 3 points there, or if you were slightly wrong but you still got a couple of them, it's possible to get at least 1 more point. Question 11. Coulrophobia is the fear of what type of entertainer? It is the fear of clowns, which everybody got the moment you watch Stephen King's It. At least if you're like me, watching the original TV one with Tim Curry as a kid. Oh, horrible. Didn't even bother watching the new version, can't do it. Don't like it. Question 12. The musical Wicked is a show set before and ultimately overlapping which classic novel, which was of course a movie as well. It's a prequel to The Wizard of Oz. A very good show it is too. Question 13. What names are given to the highest and lowest voices in an opera? The soprano and the alto. Highest and lowest female voices typically in an opera. Soprano and alto. Question 14. The 3 rock icons. Vincent Furnier is Alice Cooper. Sol Hudson is Slash, the guitarist from Guns N' Roses. And Ian Kilmister was Lemmy, the lead singer of Motorhead. Question 15. Put these film awards ceremonies into the correct order, with the earliest in the award season first. So the first one was the People's Choice Awards. That's in November. The Golden Globes is in January, which we've just had. And the Academy Awards is third. That's in March, typically. But it's always after the Golden Globes. Okay, so let's see how you did then. Now, the answer to our conundrum for this one is clearance. For 2 extra points. If you got clearance, well done. Tally up your scores. Let's see how well you did. And let me know in the comments, because then we are going to move on to our Survey Says round and see how you go with that one. I'm going to need more engagement, more comments for that one, and for the catchphrase Say What You See round. Which, as I said before, will have a theme to it. Question 1 is Take Me Home, also an answer for Phil Collins. Ooh, let's have a look. It might be that there's another one. Take Me Home is another answer for Phil Collins. Yeah, it is. It was released in 1985. Yes. Where did it chart, if it charted? Take Me Home, Phil Collins. Yes, yeah, it was a single in the charts, so yes. Well done, good knowledge there. You get yourself a point for that instead. I won't give you 1 point for each of those Phil Collins tracks, though. Let's be fair to everybody. If you put Take Me Home instead of Take a Look at Me Now, that's absolutely fine. Okay, scores are coming in. Let's have a look then at these scores. So, Donuts have got themselves 19 points. Jew's got 10 plus 2 for the Brazilians there. 16 plus 2 for the Not So Golden Oldies. Good scores, well done. This was a tricky round, really, isn't it? But yes, that is good knowledge for the Phil Collins one. I'm going to update that in case it's ever used again. There we go. Got some more scores now then. Let's see how well the rest of you have done. So Back in Black then I've got 25 plus 2. Good stuff there. Millie's got 10 points. Well done. And Pinky in the Brain, I've got 19 plus 2 plus their bonus, of course, their Abbey bonus. Well done. If you haven't used the Abbey bonus yet, this was the last opportunity to use it, so feel free to add that onto your scores to give you a little bit of a boost there. Well done for those who got it at the start of the show. Okay, I think that is everybody though for the scores watching live tonight, so we're going to move on now to our Survey Says round. And so your question then is on screen now. Have a guess in the comments. Each team gets 1 guess each if you're watching live right now, or each team or person if you're just an individual watching along. One guess each to begin with, and let's see how many of these you can get. Once we have had a guess from each of you, we'll then open the floor up and, so to speak, and allow anybody to guess as much as they like, and we'll see if we can work out what the top 6 answers are from this survey question. Name a character from The Simpsons that's not a Simpson. Okay, Ed's straight in there in the comments with Barney. I'm just gonna let a few other people have a guess, and we'll see, because some people might also think it's the same one, or they might say something different. So have your guesses in the comments now. Oh, Millie's gone with Flanders. That's the surname of 4 characters at least. So you're going to have to narrow it down for me. Gabby's gone with Millhouse. Any more guesses? Perhaps some of you don't know any more of the Simpsons characters. This might be a tricky one for some of you. Okay, Millie's narrowed it down to Ned Flanders. All right, let's go with those 3 first then. So, all right, let's go with, there we go. We've got a few more coming in. Okay, so, Ed, you've gone with Barney. Is it there? It's not there. That's an outrage, I know. It's not there, though. Sorry. Next up, we have Gabby went with Millhouse. Is Millhouse there? That is number 6, the 6th most popular answer there. The next one then we had was Ned Flanders. Oh, so Catherine also went with Millhouse. So yes, well done. You've got the 6th most popular answer there. And okay, Catherine Tony went with Millhouse. Millie's gone with Ned Flanders. So let's see if Ned's there. It is number 4. Number 4 on the list. Who else could it be then? I'll open it up now. You can guess whoever you like. Let's get more comments coming in, because some of you might not be too keen on The Simpsons or know it particularly well. I will say they're all classic characters who have basically been in it from the start. So even if you don't watch it anymore, these are all classic characters. They've always been there. I can't confirm or deny if they're still in it, because I haven't watched the new series. I kind of lost interest about 10 years ago. As good as the older ones were. Yeah, I know. Not Barney, Ed. I know. Gabby's gone with Mr. Burns. Okay, let's see if Mr. Burns is there. Top answer. Good shout. Mr. Burns is the top answer. Well done. Who else have we got then? Krusty the Clown, Ed's gone with. Is Krusty there? Surely Krusty's one of them. It is. That's the 5th answer. Okay, so Krusty the Clown is 5th. What could be 2nd and 3rd? Who else? Sue and the Donuts are saying Chief Wiggum. Is it there? It's not there. No. Okay, so not Chief Wiggum. Who else could it be? There's so many characters, but come on. I reckon you kick yourself, because these two are massively popular and in the show quite a lot. And like I say, have been from the start. Have a guess. Anybody can have a guess in the comments at this point. Okay. Oh, we've got Jan in the comments now as well. Jan's gone with Otto. It's a good guess. I like Otto as a character, actually. But Otto is not there. Gabby's gone with Apu. Is Apu there? Let's have a look. Apu Nahasapina Petalov. It's surname. Little known fact there. Does come up in the quiz occasionally. It's the 2nd most popular answer. Sideshow Bob. Not there. And yes, good evening, Jan. Thank you for joining in. Sue and the Donuts have gone with Mo. Is Mo that elusive missing answer? It is. Mo Sislak is the missing answer for that survey question. Well done. We have completed the list. Particular shout out to Pinky and the Brain, who got Apu as the top answer. Well done there. That is our little Our Survey Says question. Let's move on then to our catchphrase round. Oh, okay. I had a feeling one number would have been pressed. Okay, so 9's already revealed. We are looking here at... you have to name the celebrity. Let's word it that way. You have to name the celebrity for this. So I'm going to ask a question, a random potluck question. If you get it right in the comments, I'll spin the wheel and you get first guess at what you think this is. Okay, the wheel will determine which square we reveal. Obviously, if it's 9 that comes up, I'll have to remove it for this one, but then I can reset it for the next pictures. And let's see how well you do. So, in the comments, please, what is the practice of turning base metals into gold called? What is the practice of turning base metals into gold called? Have a guess there as well in the comments. And if you get it right, you get first guess. Let's see, what is that? Of course, if none of you know the answer... oh, here we go. I thought there'd be a bit of a delay. Right, so, several of you have got it exactly right. The answer is alchemy. I'm going to have to jump over to my other screen because it's scrolled all the way through. So, the first person's Gabby. Let's spin the wheel then. Gabby, you get to go first. At which point everybody else can have a guess. Of course, if this turns out to be the face of this person... I expect you'll get it quite quickly. So, number 3 then has been chosen. Let's reveal number 3. It's not there. There's nothing there, is there? I mean, if you could have a guess based on that elbow that's in the bottom there, you're welcome to, but I am going to move on. Let's remove number 3 from the wheel, and I'll ask the next question. So, I will keep an eye on the comments though. Okay, your next question then is, which song was Elvis Presley's first UK chart entry? Was it Heartbreak Hotel, Jailhouse Rock, or That's Alright? She says, I mean, it's a very nice elbow. Harry Styles? No, it's not Harry Styles, I'm afraid. Appreciate you having a guess though. That's what it's all about. Which song by Elvis was his first UK chart entry? Was it Heartbreak Hotel, Jailhouse Rock, or That's Alright? I'll give it a moment, let some guesses come in. Then let's see. So, Sue and the Donuts have gone with Heartbreak Hotel, Gabby's gone with Jailhouse Rock, Andy's gone with the other one. The answer is Heartbreak Hotel. I'll give you a shout out. If you send in your comments in still, I will still give you a shout out for them. But let's see, Sue and the Donuts, let's see which number is removed here, and maybe this will be the one to give you the win. We're going to be removing number 5. Okay, here we go then, number 5. Okay, so you've got a bow tie there, a tuxedo, and the corner of something shiny. It could well be an award winner. And it says Critics' Choice Award there as well. These are all interesting clues that could point you in the right direction, or should do. Right, so let's remove number 5. I'll ask the next question, but feel free to jump in the comments and have a guess. Sue, you get first guess. And if not, we'll move on. Let's see how you go with the next question. Okay, right, so the next question is, who was Rod Stewart's second wife? Who was Rod Stewart's second wife? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, Sue and the Donuts, no idea. So the floor's open, please. Have a guess. Firstly, who you think Rod Stewart's second wife is. And secondly, who you think that picture is if you want to. Oh, Jan says, I already know who it is, but I won't spoil the fun for the others. That's very kind of you. Okay. I like it. We have got some guesses in here. So let's go back over and have a look at those. Millie's had a guess at Penny Lancaster. Jason's gone with Rachel Hunter, as has Sue, and the Donuts gone with Rachel Hunter. The correct, and Britt Eklund as well. Catherine, Tony having a guess there at Britt Eklund. Okay, the correct answer is Rachel Hunter. but who said it first? So on screen there, I can see it is Rachel Hunter was guessed first by Sue. Jace, you were very close there as well. But on the screen here, it is Sue that does first with the donuts. So let's spin the wheel again and see which number we're removing this time. Oh, this could be key. It's number 2. You'd certainly hope this is where his head's at. Okay, there we go. Who is that? And Sue and the donuts, you get first guess. If you can't remember who it is, the floor's open. Maybe Jan will be ready to jump in there, and anybody else who else knows it now. I'm sure most people have got it now. It is from this year's Critics' Choice Award. Well, technically last year, but this award season. No, Critics' Choice was earlier, wasn't it? Yeah. Sue says Brendan Fraser. That is correct. Well done. Brendan Fraser is the correct answer. Good work indeed. Right, let's reset the board then. Jan, I trust that was the one that you were going to say it was. Let's just reveal the whole picture actually while we're at it. And number 6. There we go. There he is. I'm very much looking forward to seeing the film, The Whale, that he's in. I haven't seen it yet. But let's cover that back up. And now we're going over to the next one. So same again. Here's your question, and I'm going to have to reset the wheel now. So let's just quickly do that. And then we'll be away. So your next question. What colour is Gainsborough's boy? What colour is Gainsborough's boy? Have a guess in the comments. What colour is Gainsborough's boy? If you get that correct, you'll be first, and we'll spin the wheel for you. The theme will follow through for all these pictures. We've got this one and one more to do to finish off the show. Catherine and has said blue. Gabby has also said blue. The first 2 guesses on screen. So you are correct. The answer is blue. Yes, Sue and the Donuts. Amanda's also said blue. Good effort there. But Catherine, I think, was first. Let me just verify that quickly. Yes, Catherine was first. So here's the wheel spin again for you. And the answer was blue there, of course. So we are removing number 2. Ooh, could be in business straight away with this one. There it is. Straight away, number 2. I didn't get the music then. Put a lot of effort into this. There we go. Number 2, right. In the comments, Catherine, Tony, do you know who this is? This is also from the most recent awards. Might look a bit different to how you've maybe used to seeing her. I have a feeling people are going to get it exactly right as soon as we get a confirmation here from Catherine and Tony. If they want to have a guess. No shame if you're going to pass. Is it Kate Winslet? I'm afraid that's incorrect. Good guess. If you're not too sure, that's a good guess to go for. Let's open the floor up now. Anybody else can have a guess for this one. I'm pretty sure somebody's going to be able to get this one. Kate Blanchett. Kate Blanchett. It is indeed Kate Blanchett. Well done. Let's just clear the board. Looks like Jan was the first one to get it right there. Jason, Gabby also saying Kate Blanchett. That is exactly who it is. Well done. Right, let's just turn the sound effects off then, and we'll bring in the full picture for you. Another one of the award winners from the Critics' Choice Award, Kate Blanchett. I think the movie's called Tar. It's spelled T-A-R, but there's an accent over it, so forgive me if I've said it wrong. I've never heard of it myself. But she's won the award for it. So it can't be that bad. Right, so we'll refresh the board again. And we're going to do this one more time. It's a different award ceremony. Yes, Catherine, it was the wrong Kate. Yeah, you were remarkably close if you think about it that way. Right, the next one is ready then. Let's refresh the wheel again as well. There we go. And this time your question is, who sang about Benny and the Jets? Jump in the comments. Who sang about Benny and the Jets? That is your next question. Whoever gets it right first gets to have a guess first. Who sang about Benny and the Jets? Jan says awesome stylization as Hela in Thor Ragnarok. She was good in that, yeah. Looked very cool. Right, Jason's gone with that one, John. I'm sure we'll get some more guesses in now. The wheel's not restarted on your screen. Oh, yeah, it looks like it. You might be right there. Okay, that's fine. Let me just sort this out here. There we go, look. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. It hadn't refreshed properly, had it? Okay, Gabby's gone with Elton John as well, and Catherine and Tony have gone with Elton John. Yes, Benny and the Jets, the correct answer is Elton John. Jace, you've managed to tag John in the comments. Remember when we did tag a Chris all those shows ago? That was so funny. You've accidentally tagged in. Who's that? Who's John Borg? Is that your brother or something? Never mind. We might get him on the show. Let's see. But Elton John is the... Okay. I don't know if anybody's still watching. Looks like we could be back. It's something's happened my end. That's all it was. Let me just jump in the comments now. Still there. Thank you. Hello. Right, okay, we're back. Okay, let's just very quickly go through this then. For those that are still here, number one, let's remove number one. Okay, yeah, no worries. If people have dropped off, it's fine. They might just assume that I'm not only about to come back, but yeah, everything just locked up here. Sometimes these things happen. Okay, all right. Let's see. Next question then is where did we get to? Okay, let's go with this one. Which beans are used to make a chili con carne? Okay, so whoever's still here, which beans are used to make a chili con carne? Have a guess in the comments, and let's see how you get on with that one then, and then we'll spin the wheel and we'll see. Because once we've done this one, this is the last part of the show anyway, and we're just coming up to our normal kind of time limit. Kidney beans, well done, Millie. Kidney beans. And Gabby, well done. And Ed, well done. Thank you for sticking around, team. Right, so number three. Let's remove number three then, shall we? Number three. Oh, is it going to be that elusive number two again, or is it a different number this time? Let's remove that one then. Your next question is, which US Army medal are you awarded if you are injured in action? Ed says it's Ed Sheeran. It's not Ed Sheeran, no. Appreciate the guess. It's always worth a guess, I suppose, but no, it's not Ed Sheeran. Right, so for this question though, which US Army medal are you awarded if you are injured in action? And you know, actually I should be careful here because it crashed when I changed the images over. Hold on, give me 1 second. I will remove them again. There we go. That's why. Something happened when I changed the images over because I thought it had done it and it hadn't. So we'll go back because in the comments we had kidney beans guessed. So you should get... Millie, you said kidney beans first. Do you know who that is? If not, then it goes over again to the rest of the people that are still watching. Do you know who that is? Let me go back to the comments. It's not the Medal of Honor, though, by the way. And it's defo not Ed Sheeran. You're right, Ed. It's definitely not Ed Sheeran. At least I worked out at what point that it crashed, though. It's also not the Critics' Choice Award this time, I don't think. I think this is a different award. but it's still recent. No, not Mindy from Emily in Paris. At least I don't think so. I don't know if she did this. Okay, let's move on then. So, the medal, by the way, nobody guessed the medal. It is the Purple Heart. Question 12. Sorry, the next question anyway from my list. Which horror movie was set on Isla Nublar in the Pacific Ocean? Which horror movie was set on Isla Nublar in the Pacific Ocean? Not Jaws, no. Not Jaws. It is a franchise, though. There are many of them in the series. Began life as books and then became many more movies. There are dinosaurs involved. Yes, there we go. Amanda's jumped in there. It is Jurassic Park. Let's spin the wheel for Amanda then. We are removing this time number... No, number 1's already gone. That's fine. We can remove that. Spin the wheel again for you. Let's go then. Right, number... Is it 4 or 5? It's going to be number 5. Okay, number 5. Oh, you need number 4, really, don't you? Oh. Catherine's there. She says, oh, hang on. Let's remove number 5. Amanda, you get to have a guess first. Or indeed anyone from your team, of course, can have a guess. And we'll move on to the next question. Oh, annoyingly, I think I know her from a film, but I can't remember her name. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Okay, all right. Your next question then. Which cheese-eating bachelor was created by Nick Park? Which cheese-eating bachelor was created by Nick Park? That is your next question. It's not Lucy Liu. No, Jan, it's not Lucy Liu. Gabby's got it there for that question. It is Wallace from Wallace and Gromit. Cheese-eating bachelor created by Nick Park. Well done. Let's see. Are we going to remove 4 this time? That would be good. Oh, it's gone past it. And it's 7. Okay, so let's see what's behind number 7. Okay, it's a different award then, isn't it? It's a different award. It's not a Critics' Choice Award this time. Your next question is, who would you have killed if you committed fratricide? Who would you have killed if you committed fratricide? This is going to be awkward now if you have a guess. And it's going to be like, well, which one did you mean to answer? Who have you killed if you committed fratricide? Millie says brother. That's the first answer I got in there, and it is correct. Your brother. I'm sorry, I don't know this lady. Gabby says, well, I guarantee many of you do. You just maybe might forget her name. Right, let's spin the wheel for Millie then. Or is it going to be 4? It has gone over to number 4. All right, here we go then. Number 4. Does that make it any easier? We'll take number 4 away. Short of the number 2 there, this is about as good as you're going to get in terms of who this could be. Millie gets to guess first. If not, we'll throw it over to anybody else, and I think I'll just remove the rest of the squares. Millie says Vanessa May. It's incorrect, I'm afraid. Does anybody else know? I'm going to remove the rest of the squares now, because there's very little else that will be helpful to you here. And we are at the end of the show now. And finally, number 9. More annoying, it's definitely the person I thought it was, but I still don't know her name. Oh. She's won this award. I believe this one was for a movie that she was in recently called Absolutely Everything All at Once, which is a very, very highly rated movie, which I do want to see. It is an actress. She's won the Golden Globe. So, yeah, it's definitely an actress. Oh, dear. She's a Malaysian actress, and she's been in loads. You would have seen her in something. Awesome film, Amanda says, but you can't remember her name. She's one of the stars in the new Witcher spin-off series, Blood Origin. I haven't seen that. She's in Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings, the Marvel movie. She's in Star Trek Discovery, which is very good. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Crazy Rich Asians, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Probably was one of the most famous movies. Alright, I'm going to take it that you are all not sure what her name is. It is Michelle Yeoh. Yeoh. Michelle Yeoh is her name, winning the Golden Globe. Okay, I really appreciate some of you sticking around because that was the first time in a very, very long time that anything has crashed whilst I was doing the show. Very unusual. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. But I will look into it, see if there's anything that I can do to improve things my side. But still, let's move on to the final page. So, yeah, thank you all for watching then, guys. Really appreciate it, as always. Next week, it will probably be maybe Abby and Ruben joining me. Maybe just Ruben. We'll see how it goes. Ruben didn't join us tonight because he wasn't feeling too well, so he's had a couple of days off school. Poor guy. But anyway, he's on the mend now. So hopefully we'll be back to maybe both of them next week. And I'll give you 3 more random subjects. Again, I appreciate suggestions. Patreons, if you want to give me any suggestions, you absolutely can do that. Just let me know at any time. Through any means you can communicate with me. If I don't post about it in the group, it doesn't matter. You can still send me suggestions for what we do next. And any subjects go, we'll have a chat about it. And yeah, I think that is now about it. Got there in the end, didn't we? Right, thanks all for watching, everybody, and I will see you all same time next time for more of the same fun. Cheers, good night.